YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Jordan Trav. We back. Got another quick game like always. This is actually my son, who is the Cowboys. He is going against the Green Bay Packers. Now, the Packers is actually tank90000, which, a lot of people know him around the forums. If you guys don't know him, he's a great player, great guy. He actually just started a YouTube Madden commentary page, where he's going to be putting up videos and commentaries and things like that. So I'll definitely make sure that I add his information to the description. Definitely make sure, you guys check out his videos. If you guys like my videos and what I put out, you guys will definitely like him because he's going to be putting out great content. And, you can't go wrong when you're actually watching content from somebody that knows how to play and knows how to make proper reads, things like that. So, definitely make sure you guys check out his stuff. Now, on my previous video, I definitely put out, a video about how to flip your audibles. If you guys have not checked that out, definitely make sure that you guys check out that video. It is definitely key. There's a lot of, plays in this year's game that work a lot better when your play is flipped. Some people, tried to accuse me and say that I stole that tip, but guys, this is Madden. There's a practice mode that I have that works the same with everybody. There's nothing secretive in this game. Anything is findable. My son actually asked me, hey, Dad, is there a way that you can flip audibles? Because I love this play, but it's better flipped. I said, I don't know. Let me go in the lab. Let me take a look at it. And I found it pretty quick. It wasn't something where, only a handful of people were allowed to know. I believe, give me that. That was actually a bad pass. But I guess there was a guy on the Gamers Lab months ago put that tip out, but it was in a section that you have to pay for. I don't subscribe or pay for that section of their website, so I didn't actually, get the tip from him. It was something that I found on my own. You guys will never see me post something out, and I always make sure that if it's a tip that I find on my own, I always look on YouTube first. That was bad. Animation right there for that fumble. I always look on YouTube first to make sure that whatever I'm putting out, somebody else hasn't already put out, just so that I don't actually take somebody's shine. So, that's something that I do make sure that I do. But, I just want you guys to know that anything that you guys see from me, I try to make it original, and it's something that, I actually find my own rather than trying to take from somebody else. Now, one thing I want to kind of clear up, this, what people call Fag D, Juan Jr. D, whatever you want to call it. To me, I consider that type of D where you're only blitzing one guy or you're not blitzing anybody. Now, I think, for some people who don't know who Juan is, a lot of people, that's Shocker 360. I think his real name is Juan or, Jose, something like that. But one thing about, I think he had like an old defensive domination guide that, had maybe 15 or 20 slides, and 17 to 19 of those slides were all Fag D. So I don't know how you do different, sections of Fag D, but that's neither here nor there. Now, my interpretation of Fag D, again, is blitzing one or blitzing nobody. In this game, it may seem like, a lot of Fag Ds being played. Not really. I mean, they're blitzing two guys. Now, one thing that my son was using, I wish I was able to record the screen because it sounded like Tank was raging a little bit. But one thing that my son was doing a lot, bad pass. Give me that. One thing my son was doing a lot of was he was blitzing his outside guys, which, is really a great blitz when you're just blitzing the two. Give it to me back. When you're blitzing those two outside guys rather than blitzing the inside guys. Again, when you're blitzing those outside guys, you have a better shot of getting through a lot more frequently than you do if you're blitzing the inside guys. And you actually see that a lot. A couple of times you'll see Tank, throwing darts because my son is trying to blitz on the inside, but once he started blitzing on the outside, it was, causing Tank a few issues. Now, last thing I want to talk about before I kind of jump in this video, new channels. I don't really subscribe to a lot of newer guys, but if you guys have a new Madden channel where you guys are trying to promote and get new subscribers, please send me a, personal message. I'll check your channel out, and I'll definitely make sure that on my future videos, I will shout you out because, again, this is a community. If you got good content and you're putting out great stuff, I mean, the world should know about it. I think, in my opinion, there's a lot of guys out there that have way bigger channels than me. I think my channel is still extremely small, and I think that's due to, in the beginning of Madden 13, I wasn't putting out videos. Once I started putting out Madden videos, a lot of people kind of already had their commentators. That was a dart right there that they kind of go with, and it kind of stand with them. So, if you have a new channel, please feel free. Even if you don't have a new channel, if you have an old channel and you just don't have enough publicity, definitely make sure that you hit me up. Now, back to this video. You guys see the score, and, Tank's down by 10. At this point, he's just pretty much throwing darts, trying to find people open. Boom. And that was actually a terrible pass. Now, you guys see the time, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. I know Tank's probably pissed off. He's probably thinking about himself, this game's over. When you're playing my son, it's never over. Why? Because my son, I'm telling him, run the ball. I don't care if it's 3rd and 100, run the ball. What my son likes to do, he started off running. Tank started slowing him up. Boom, it's 3rd and 9. He ends up having to throw. Bad pass. That was a terrible pass. Tank ends up getting the ball back. At this point, I know Tank's probably thinking to himself, hey, I need to throw a dart, which he does. He throws a nice dart over the middle. And, 1 minute and 3 seconds, boom, you got to score. Boom, he finds him in the right hand. He scores pretty easily. Now, boom, he ends up having to go for 2 so he can make it a 3-point game, which he gets that. So it's 19-21. Boom, he ends up kicking this. My son picks it up. That's literally, onside kicks are 50-50. My son, at this point, he's thinking to himself he has to run. Boom, it's 2nd and 11, locked up. 3rd and 13, he has to throw again. Boom, Ogletree's open, ends up getting hit when he throws, and my son elects to punt the ball. So, boom, he ends up throwing a nice little dart over the middle. At this point, guys, you're like, oh, my God, I know what Tank's thinking. Oh, my God, I'm sacked. 16, 15, 14. Boom, he catches, who was that? Nelson right over the middle. Boom. This is when your heart starts beating right here, guys. I don't know about you guys, but especially I know my son, he's on defense. What in the world do you do? At this point, you're like, oh, my God, where's he going to throw? He has to throw it deep. Boom, my son ends up making a proper read. He sees exactly where he's going to go, and boom, we got a user pick. My son ends up pulling this game off. Again, great game, Tank. Again, make sure those new Madden channels send me your information. Again, I appreciate you guys watching like always. This is your boy Jordan Trav. To the next one, peace out, fellas.